I think we're ready for some tea.
Some tea?
Yes,
Is it done? Is it brewed?
it's finished
It's
brewing.
steeped? Okay.
Yeah.
Give us some
Okay.
tea.
So let me pull my notes up. So I was doing some like research. I wanted to do something a little different this time. I kind of wanted to go in and look at thoughts on Genesis 11 from people who have alternative opinions,
Okay.
and kind of try to understand the thought process a little bit and do like a super quick, a little bit of discussion about it. So one of the things I looked up, it was a thread that says, "What was the point of the Tower of Babel?" That story.
Mm-hmm.
And there was somebody who had questions about it. And one thing that she asked was, she said, was this a judgment against global ambition without God? So God coming down, confusing the language and separating them, was this a judgment, like a punishment? Was this some like a consequence for them doing something that should have been something positive? And what's the problem? Their pride and their unity being used for the wrong reasons.
Hmm.
So I looked at a couple of people who had like interesting responses, and I was shook a little bit because I did not consider this. So this response to those questions, the first thing that she said, yeah, was that this was not a judgment, it was mercy, and by confusing their language and scattering them, that they were on the path to self-destruction, which we talked about. But also, like, I thought it was interesting too. Oh, she said this wasn't punishment for ambition, but this was to reset and redirect human purpose. So I don't know. I found it very interesting because I looked at this more like the Lord was saying that mankind is going their own way, and as a result, here's your consequence. But I didn't think of it like this could have been so much worse. God could have been like, away with you. Like this is, I didn't, and I guess we never really look at things like the Lord is not taking it easy on us, but giving us an opportunity to do the right thing
Mm-hmm.
until you're already out of it through it, whatever, looking back at it retrospectively.
Right.
But there was a note added to that God's grace and God's mercy go hand in hand here.
Mm-hmm.
And like in all of this, like we said before, like God has the power to do whatever. And all of this could have been like with a snap of a finger, either I'm just gonna move you guys, or we're just gonna do this all over again.
Right.
But instead, God gave them an opportunity to do the thing. Well, He threw it in an extra piece and then dispersed them.
Yeah.
And now they have an opportunity to continue to fulfill what God has had planned out for them. So I thought that was just interesting perspective that I never really considered in the beginning. And just looking at I also thought it was very interesting that there is serious discourse about this piece of scripture.
Yeah.
On the internet amongst a lot of people. Some people said like we're very confused about God's, like, what was the point of this? What was God? Why was God so upset? Isn't this what we're supposed to be doing? Someone else said that this is possibly true, that it could be a judgment, but why would a God of love let sin and the consequences continue forever without an end? So it's kind of similar for, like, I guess they're kind of using the same logic like with the tree of
life.
tree of life. Well, yeah, like if they get stuck in this sin for the rest of their life, is that really what we want in the end? And I feel like that was the same logic being used by this person who said that would a God of love really let this go on forever? So his intention was to stop it here so that they wouldn't continue to do these things on and on and on forever and ever and ever. Continue to be sinful, even though sin is from the beginning, we saw with Adam and Eve till now, we're all sinners.
Mm-hmm.
Would he do something? Would he sit back and watch these things unfold without putting some kind of stop to it so that his plan could be carried out? I feel like that's kind of the line of thinking that they're going down.
Yeah.
And the last piece that I saw, like a part of this whole thread, was if the Lord knew, and this is why I was like, I didn't want to go into it too much, but if the Lord knew they were going to build a city, build a tower, and unite together, why would he not stop that before it actually fully came to fruition, where they were actually like building it up to the heavens and things like that? And there was no answer to, like, no one responded to her question. But I look at it like God gives you an opportunity to see the wrong and make a course correction, choosing the right thing to do. And that's the whole, we get into free will and all those things. Because otherwise, if he just said, you go down this path and that is it, and we're just like robots and we don't have the opportunity to make a right or wrong decision, what kind of life is that? And I don't think that was ever the intention, like ever God's intention to make us be these robots without a mind to think, because then we would not have free will. So yes, he knows what's happening in the ahead of us. He knows what's happening behind us. He knows what's happening in the present, but he gives us that choice to do the right thing. And he also gives us the choice once we've done the wrong thing to course. So that would be my response to that. But and I think she also asked that as a question, like, is that not? Yeah, that would have been my response to that.
Did we miss something, or was that just me?
No, there was something that you froze a little bit, Jasmine, when you said the thing right before that was her response.
Oh, okay. So I'll start from there. So she posed that as a like somewhat of a question after that one question, like, was that not God's intention? Was for us to, like, is it not for us to learn a lesson? Him giving us that free will opportunity to make a choice instead of pigeonholing us into one decision. But that would be my response. Like, free will is the goal. Make the choice. This is what I would like you to do, but there's also this route, this route, this route, and this route. Right. Either way, even when we make the wrong choice, there's still, like, all the roads still come back to one in the end where we are given another opportunity to make the right choice.
Yeah.
So just an interesting little thing I found on browsing the internet, and I did not know there was so much discussion around like this segment of Genesis. So that's pretty cool. That's my tea.
Woo.